Good evening. Good evening, good evening. See if I can get this light to... Oh. For a second there. I think that might actually work. How are we all? How are we all? I hope everyone's had a nice week. Mine's been alright. It's a bit of a... It's a week, I guess. There we go. Just, yeah, just trying to decide what to work on. I mean, obviously... I kind of need to work on my dreadnought, but for the actual body of the dreadnought I want to use the airbrush, so I'm not sure, because I made a start on him, so I've done... That's actually not... I was not happy. I was working on... When was it? Friday evening? And absolutely having... Well, I had a rough night. Like, it was not going the way I wanted. Looking at it now, it actually doesn't look too bad. But yeah, I was not having a good time. But you know what? I'm just going to work on this. As I need to work on this. It's more important than finishing Fulgrimmmmm for now. Let me just update my stream info. Actually, scratch that. Let's do a Space Wolves Dreadnought. Done. Because it's important that I spend some time on this guy, as he needs to be done sooner than anything else that I'm working on. So here we are. Ashen grey. I might actually just use that with... There is another grey. Where did my music go? Just decided to stop for some reason. There it is, the Fenrisian grey. Right, so then, ooh. I realised when I got to the garage that I didn't have any paint cups or water cups, so I quickly drank my my Pepsi, and now I have water in my old Pepsi glass, which yeah, not too bad a solution, but it is repeating on me slightly. I had a very big, I say very big, I had a pretty big dinner. Made a stir fry that came out really nice, which in all honesty I wasn't really expecting. But yeah, it did good. I did good. That brush is not gonna cut it. Let's try this one instead. See if I need to be. I do need to be. I need to be lurking.
I know when
Mute. Lurk. Bonk. And yeah, that'll do for now. How's everyone doing? I hope this week is treating you all well. I hope you're all able to get some hobby time in. I'm just going to touch up these edge highlights because I am not happy with them and it's supposed to be a competition piece. So I need to be super tight with these and not make a mess of it. Yeah, when I was working on it the other day, I was getting actually quite frustrated. I don't often get frustrated when I'm painting, but this was not a fun paint session because I wanted to get the black on the gun a certain color or a certain way, and it wouldn't. It just didn't. It just didn't look the way I wanted it. I wanted it to be like an almost mottled black, which I think I've managed now. But yeah, it didn't feel very good painting it, so I had I went back into the house and actually felt a bit defeated, which hasn't happened to me in a long time. So in a way I'm quite happy that I'm coming back to it now when I'm not feeling as bad about it as I did when I left it. Actually, fresh eyes kind of thing. And it doesn't want to make me throw my paintbrushes in the bin anymore, which is nice. Don't know if anyone else has had any projects like that. I imagine we all do at times. Work on something and it just isn't going the way you want it to go. It can be incredibly frustrating. And at the end of the day, we love to paint. Or I do anyway. So coming back to it with fresh eyes, certainly less stress than before, is clearly been the right call. Evening, Mr. Red, how are you? How are you doing? I hope you are having a fab Wednesday so far. Strangely, I don't know if my... Oh, seems to be alright. Doing good, thanks. How's things? Yeah, not too bad, thank you. It's just saying that I was not having a great time painting this the other day when I started it. But now coming back to it, I think it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going. So that is... that's positive. Are you up to much this week? It's going to be Space Wolves. There's a competition going at my local hobby store for a winter-themed model, and we can submit anything as long as it's wintry themed. So I figured, what better chapter than some Space Wolves? But I've never painted Space Wolves before, and I've also never done a winter base, so it's it's a paint job of firsts. You've been playing Ghost of Yoti, loving the game, but it's keeping you from painting. Ah, yeah, but sometimes you have games that need to be played. It's important. Is it like... I want to say, is it like a sequel of Ghost of Tsushima, or is it completely different? I must admit, I'm a little bit out of the gaming news. I used to watch This Week in Video Games from Skill Up, but with how all the drama in the video game industry was going, he obviously had to report on that. But I found it a little bit depressing. So we started watching something else with dinner. I haven't actually watched it in a while, so I'm not actually up to date with what's coming out or what has come out recently. Supposed to be a sequel, but you play a woman called Atsu. Oh, nice. Yeah, if it is the same creators, it's probably going to be a fantastic game. I haven't played the first one, but I've heard some amazing things about it, and I know that it did really, really well with the critics as well and the reviews. And from what I saw, it looked awesome. I mean, you can pet foxes. That, to me, immediately bonus points. Immediate bonus points. Markov Minis, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Still waiting for more models from Element and Amazon, but they keep bumping the delivery date back. Oh no. Is it new releases that you're waiting for, or did you order stuff that was out of stock and it's just being slow to get delivered? I saw some things going around on Chris's Discord about like Star Wars stuff that was being delayed. Or if that, am I misremembering that? Wouldn't surprise me actually if I misremembered that. No, I don't know if it was Star Wars Legion. Possibly. Set down stock from supplier, but yeah, it's just... Oh, it is the Star Wars Legion. Okay, cool. I thought I was going crazy. Phew. I remembered something. That's a first. Well, not a first, but rare. Very frustrating that they're bumping the date back. Have they given you like a new delivery date, or is it just like pushed back again and just like, oh, we'll get in touch when we have more info? You have to sell your clones? Oh no, why? Do they have to make space for something else? Got to wait for an email on the 16th. Ew. No time to play. Well, you don't have to sell things. Like, I don't play at all. I still paint. Ads, yeah. Awesome edges. Thank you. I'm struggling with it a little bit, if I'm honest. I don't normally paint in this kind of style. Normally I paint more like painterly-ish, with highlights in a different way. And it's a bit of a challenge, but it's interesting. It's nice to try something different. Plus I feel like I should know how to do this. I should be able to do like heavy metal style painting. Why do I have a hook tip? Welcome back. But yeah, I was getting very frustrated with the whole thing last session, and I worked on this model. So I put it down, went back into the house, had a bit of a mope, and picking it back up now. We'll have to see how I get on. Not a fan of heavy metal. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I'm working on Fulgrimmmmm at the same time as this, which, let me see if I can show these things without. Not really. The light isn't really catching it that way, I think. No. Well, we'll show it here then. I prefer the more painterly stuff, so like just painting in highlights on muscle curvatures and stuff, and same with skin and things like that. Just stuff that is slightly more yeah, in this I did some squigs a while ago. Just fun little colourful things with, yeah, you wouldn't see this on an heavy metal kind of paint job, but I like to have fun with things, and I feel like this is very serious painting. Yeah, so we'll see how I get on with it, and I might maybe I'll like it. Who knows? Who knows? I might do more of it. Do you mostly play, or do you paint as well, Malkav? I feel like I've seen your name before. I'm just trying to work out where. Only painting? Do you maybe have an Instagram or something? Have I seen your name on Instagram? Because I feel like I get suggested, like my recommendations are... With a kid in a full-time job, you have to choose paint or play. Yeah. It's... we have to make decisions, don't we? For me, it's a dog instead of a kid. And obviously that's not the same. But it certainly feels like it is sometimes. You do, but not very active. You're lately mostly active on TikTok. Recently here. Okay, cool. I have not touched TikTok yet. I am very bad at updating my socials. Similar, very similar. I just feel like... I feel like I'm getting too old for these things. And like I lose track of what I should be updating, and I just have I just don't have the attention span. I love Instagram. I love a doom scroll. I really like with Instagram that you essentially get only the content that you're interested in. That makes me very happy. Stream quality, one of the, if not the best. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I must admit, I don't like it when Get Station. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. I was very lucky that my father-in-law decided that he didn't want to use his fancy video camera anymore. Welcome, raiders. How are you all doing? Getting too old. 40 next year. Gets raid. Let's do a shout out for Gets. Bear with. I need to really set up an alert for that. 48 next year, really? I wouldn't have thought. Let me give you a little follow as well, Get. That's How are you doing? How was your stream? How did it go? What did you work on? I am this evening working on what eventually will become a hopefully a competition piece for my local hobby store. They're hosting a winter-themed competition, and I wanted to enter. And I thought, you know what better themed than Space Wolves? So, even though I've never painted Space Wolves before, never used like snow effects or anything before, I'm just gonna do it. Started building an Orc Booster Blaster. Nice. After taking all summer off from minis. Love the edge highlighting. Thank you, I appreciate it. I was having a bit of a meltdown when I started on it the other day. I did not have a good time with this, so I've just touched it all up, and I'm hoping that it will hold up to scrutiny from... Well, I know who the judge is going to be, and I know he works for Siege Studios, so I really hope that he'll cut me some slack, because I'm obviously not a Siege Studio painter. He's one of the what's it called? The freelancers for Siege, and he's done a few painting classes at our hobby store, and it's he's a nice enough guy, so I'm hoping that this competition will be a little bit more fair than the one they hosted the first time they did one. They told us 5 days in advance that they were doing a competition and to bring your all-time favorite mini. And I kid you not, I had just sold my all-time favorite mini, and I literally, like, on the day that they were they announced that I was carrying the box to the post office to the person who bought it. I was like, no. So I had to submit something really, really old that I hadn't. Well, yeah, I just wanted to submit anything, partly to support their because it was their anniversary event. They were doing an 11-year anniversary of their hobby store. Well, yes and no. I love to paint. I don't play. So for me, it's literally just, I buy a mini, I paint it, and then it goes on a shelf. And I just, I feel like if someone would be happy with something that I've painted, is willing to pay me for, well, at least the model and some of the time that I spend, because I'm a very slow painter. I couldn't pay myself a living wage, unfortunately, with painting minis. Then if that model then gets used on a table somewhere, that actually makes me quite happy. So yeah, I don't mind the selling of a mini. Like if I could, I'd be a commission painter, but I'm not quick enough. I'm just not quick enough. I spend way too much time on each mini. It's kind of like commission painting. Yeah, exactly. I was like, you know what? If I can empty my shelves, make some space for a new model, spend a little bit of, or get a bit of money back towards buying my next model, so I can buy another one, then, well, that's not bad, you know. 200 is not bad. That's actually, like, for commission painting, for any larger pieces, that is actually really cheap. Considering the pieces themselves tend to cost like 80 odd pounds. I mean, I did a Lord of Change, and granted this was for my dad. And he was like, oh, you have to sell it to me in like... And pay yourself a living wage. He's like, Dad, I can't, because I'll end up... It will end up being a silly amount, because I'm going to be spending a long time on this model. Like, no, yeah, I have to. And I said, well, that £15 is about what I'm like. What is not a bad wage here per hour. So yeah, no, that's not enough. You should be paying yourself more. So yeah, that's great. But if I then spend 40 hours painting a model. Causing trouble as always, always. Also, always. You're right. Here you go, that 80. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I told him how much time I spent on it. I said, this is the cost of the model, and this is how much the plinth cost that I bought for you to put it on, and like some of the materials that I used, the basic materials. I was like, you pay me what you think it's worth, and I did all right out of it in the end, considering. But it was, yeah, it's silly. I can't charge actual time, actual hours. I either need to learn how to be quicker, or just be resigned to the fact that I'll be paying myself £2 an hour for the rest of my life. That said, if you're then happy, if that's how your life is, and you're happy with how you can pay your bills, then honestly, I'd work for £2 an hour if I would still be able to pay all my bills. If that meant I could just paint. You can always find patient clients. Yeah, it's not the time constraint necessarily. Like usually, like I do commissions. If people want a commission from me, like fantastic. I'll happily do them. The only problem is that I still have to work. I have to go to work. I am a slow painter, so it's going to take a while. So usually, I say usually, every so often I finish a model and I can or do want to part with it, and then I put it on eBay. I've sold a few things that way, and it makes space on my my model cupboard for more models, and gets me a little bit of money back to buy new ones and do my hobby. Rizzy, thank you so much for the sub. How are you doing? You doing good? Nice. I occasionally see these food pictures from you guys on Instagram, and I'm like, oh man, they've made something amazing again. What am I painting? I am painting a dreadnought. It's essentially a robot that has a sarcophagus in it. It's basically powered by a dead dude. Got some legs here. Like that. And he will eventually... I've got some bits that are 3D printed that are going to go on him, because I'm going to make him into a specific chapter called Space Wolves. And Nick very kindly printed some things that can go on top of his armor. Like that's him normally. That's him with like a massive tooth of something, like a tusk. And there is this thing which I think goes... I think it goes on this. Oh, it goes on the top, doesn't it? Does it go on here? This goes on here, I think. On the front, somewhere. goes on there, actually. There. And he has a little thick cloth. Got to the stream alert. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for hanging out for a bit. Have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. And yeah, see you soon, hopefully. Yeah, some of them are, but some of them go on top. Like these go on top. This, I believe, replaces that. So I don't know why that's been glued in. I think they'll probably have to come out. Gotta admit, I did not build this one. I had it. It was built for me. Yeah, this goes here. Like so. And this... I think it might be another shoulder piece. Or something. Does it go on his back? Oh, it's got this way. Maybe over here? Yeah, these bits are all printed. That's also printed. This goes somewhere else. Probably on top of here, actually. I'm not going to use all of them. But I just basically asked my partner, can you just print all of them? And then we'll decide later on what I'll use. That goes over here. And yeah, there was 2 shoulder pieces, and oh, this is a shoulder pad that's not on there yet, so I think that goes on there. Yeah, it does. So one of the shoulder pads, like on the shoulder here. And this goes here. That's his normal official piece, which I'm assuming... Feels like this should go here, but it's too big, so maybe not. Oh, this is a shoulder pad. Hang on. It's a shoulder pad, like this one. It goes on a shoulder as well. Yeah. On there. So yeah, they've got the other shoulder. 2 shoulder pads, one with a massive pelt on it, and the other one with this. Oh god, don't lose them. So yeah, 1 and 2. And this goes there, I believe, underneath. Still has some supports on it, I see. Not for long, you do. That goes there. This, I think this replaces that one with the Loyalists emblem. Yeah, that fits on there. So I'll have to choose whether or not I want to keep this. Which I might do, I think. I don't know if I really like this one. Got some more supports on it. Clippers. Clippery-doos. Yeah, I've been very lucky. Twisted was here. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reprint this. This is cracked because this the supports were still on there on the bottom here, and they got cured in. But I don't actually know if I want this bit. Anyway, I've been very lucky that my partner enjoys 3D printing and found me these bits. But yeah, it gives me options. And I really like the idea of a Space Wolves, an actual Space Wolves Dreadnought. Because I don't really like... We'll start your army soonish. Nice. What are you making? What kind of army? Yeah, I had a look at the official Space Wolves Dreadnought. Bloodraven's nice. And I really didn't like it. I wasn't a fan. It's I think it's very old. Let me show you. I'm gonna do a super boomer thing, and I'm gonna show you on my phone on stream because images. Yeah, so I think he looks a bit derpy. The shield is cool, but it's a very old model, and it's just sort of relic Bloodravens. It's they're Space Wolves bits, like they come with like tusks and stuff. That last piece you're holding, the horn thing. This one? I think it's really cool. There's two of them, so I can choose if I want to have two with just the tusk things. But I think what I'll do is, yeah. So I have options. I can do. Just worked it out. I can do this giant pelt thing on one shoulder. Or I can do a tusk. Then there's also this thing with the runes on it, which I think I'll use because I really like that with the little scroll on there. And then there's another one. So I have 4 shoulder options. I think I'm going to go with these 2. I think that looks so cool. Reminds you of World of Warcraft, yes, I know, same. Like, it feels very orcish, doesn't it? Like, orc armor. I feel like a thrall or something could have a shoulder pad like that. Yeah, I think it's going to be these 2. Dr. Joshbert Sands, good luck with the model. Like what you do, gonna have a good one. Thank you so much, and thank you for hanging out. Have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. But yeah, and a little crotch cloth, obviously. And he's going to go. I've built the base up a bit because his base is very flat, and I don't really like the normal static pose where he just stands like a bit like. So I was going to do something like this, and then I'll pour resin here. I'll paint it first a little bit, pour some resin in there, and then paint some ice cracks on there. Make that ice. Get some cat hair. Yeah, make that ice, make it like a frozen stream. And I picked up some really weird. I have a miniature train shop next to work, and they have. I thought. Normally I would have gone like for one of the standard hobbyist snow options. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to the miniature train shop and see what they have. And they have this German product that's used for trains and stuff. Yeah, I've seen that, the Green Stuff World stuff. That's the one. That's one of the ones that I wanted to get. I need to order it because I think that will look really nice on the ice. But I think this is kind of cool. This is a kind of it's almost like as they call it, snow powder. I'm gonna have to 5 parts of snow powder with 2 parts of water. Leave it to stand for 5 minutes and then stir again. Use a small spatula. Yeah, well, I'm going to test it anyway and see if I like it. If I hate it, I'll use a different one. But yeah, I've seen the Green Stuff World Frost Effect and that looks crazy good, so I might do that and save myself a lot of stress with having to paint it on. I'm not, Did you ever see that grass product that actually stands up? Oh yeah, static grass. That at one point, don't know where it's gone, bought a static grass. Yeah, it's in my drawer here. Like a starter set. I really wanted it. Snowflakes mostly does not stick to much to model. Oh, I'm not going to play with it. It's literally just for display purposes, and I'll varnish it and stuff. It should be all right. But I'm going to test it on something else first, see if it works. Because if it's rubbish, it was £6. I'm not going to be sad about it. But yeah, static grass is really cool. The only thing is that the applicators for them, like a decent applicator, is like £80, like a decent one. And I don't really make like game boards or anything like that. I don't design anything large enough to really require large stretches of grass. So normally a few tufts or whatever are normally fine for me. So yeah, it's yeah, I'll have to see how I because I did buy like a starter set for the what do you call it? The static grass. Just a really generic kit that has some of the grass in it and an applicator, but I don't know if it actually has the static side of it, or if I'm just going to be sprinkling grass on. Yeah, I like to give every product a go. I feel like people tend to pay quite a lot for their hobby materials and their hobby products, so if they're popular, I feel like it's worth a try. And yeah, shall see, really. Right, now what I really want is to airbrush some of this. Why is this? I'm not going to sit here with an airbrush right now. That's not how I roll. But this doesn't need airbrushing, and that also doesn't need airbrushing. So we can just paint those. Got to go putting the kid to bed. Happy Fans channel. See you around. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a nice rest of your evening. And best of luck with putting the kid to bed. I hope they sleep all right. And well, hopefully see you again soon. I normally stream Wednesday evenings and Saturday afternoon, early evening. So if you're about, I would love to see you again. I don't want to roll over my dog, who is seriously passed out. He's had a very busy day. He went to doggy daycare. Oh, dog. I will show you a picture. He's zonked. He God, it's kind of rotate, isn't it? Rotate. Yeah. He's he's a state. Bless him. Right then. Now then, I should really find a little picture of space wolves because images. Because the colors are quite tricky, I think, with space wolves. Yeah, one black void, exactly. He's just a blur. So, what I've been told is that Eshin Grey with Fenrisian Grey with the Fang makes a good space wolves. Oh, he's so fluffy, it's ridiculous. Color. I'm not entirely sure how that... Well, maybe. We'll have a go. We'll have a go. Let us start with... I guess Eshin Grey. Let's do an Eshin Grey base. What kind of trim? What kind of trim are we thinking, guys? Yellow. Yellow. He's got yellow shoulders. We can do yellow. He's got yellow shoulders. Because this thing has actual like trim on it. And so does this. Oh, here we go. Someone's done a robot of some sort. No trim. Okay. Oh, hang on. Lighter. Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll just slap some colour on and see how we go. Blue tack, blue tack. Yellow and bluish feels so braaf. It does. It's one of the few downsides I feel of Warhammer is that if you want to go for a specific chapter or specific like correct color scheme, don't know the English word. Braaf is like goody two shoes. Like you learned something today. Lemon are invented. Yes, they are. Yes, yeah, yeah. Brought that shit on ourselves. There's something similar going around about bananas. That all bananas that we currently eat, they're all clones of one specific banana from yonks ago. And yes, it is true. It's also a little bit unkind. Because sometimes life really does throw you a curveball. And it's not very kind to yourself to say that, oh well, Guess I brought that shit on myself. More cat hair. Yeah, most of the problems we have are invented. Yeah. I mean, yes and no. I feel like we can, for sure, get in our own way. And make things more difficult for ourselves. See if I have tweezers here. Take the US issues. I have to own a car because trolleys were defunded and houses are spread out. Yeah, I suppose. Oh, trolleys are trams, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, it's the issue of having more space than you know what to do with. First world problems, indeed. Yeah, it's the whole like walkable neighborhood thing, isn't it? Like in theory, we don't need more space than what we can walk for our daily needs. But trying to find an area where it's possible. Like the Netherlands is a bit of an exception because it's a very small country, and people love their bikes, so most people end up biking everywhere. But compared to the States, England is tiny, right? And I've lived here for, I want to say, nearly 11 years now. And I would not want to live here without a car now. Because even compared to the Netherlands, the distances are just too great. You just can't really get anywhere without a car. Because buses are, yeah, sure, there's buses, but bus lines are shit. Like from where I live, I think there's a bus maybe every 40 minutes or something to the nearest city. And that takes about an hour, which is 15 minutes by car. So it just makes everything incredibly tedious if you have to do it by public transport. It's possible, but everything takes 10 times longer and it's not particularly fun. Walkable. I can walk to the supermarket. It's not a very cheap one, the closest one. But it's 10 minutes. So if I need something, I can always go there. But our weekly shop we do in Lidl, and that is like an 8-minute drive. I wouldn't be able to, wouldn't want to walk that, especially not with a week's worth of shop. And biking here, there's lorries everywhere. Cars just don't think there's going to be bikes or bicycles. So it's actually quite dangerous. I see more and more people with bicycles, but it's just not, the towns are just not designed for bikes. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not super far or anything like that. It's a bit of a hassle more than anything. I used to have a bike, but I never really used it because the only time I ever go anywhere that would be bicycle kind of distance was if I went like to the supermarket or something, or if I fresh paint, or if I maybe wanted to go to the beach or something. And by that point, if I go to the supermarket, I'd rather have the car with me so I can get like sparkling water and normal water, because tap water here is rank. Do not like to drink tap water. So I have to buy bottled water or filter my water with one of those Brita filter jugs. Which is what we do most of the time, to be fair. I don't like buying water. I'm seriously considering buying one of those Bear Grylls water filters. Here's the other ones, bikes and ignore the cars, 100%. And even in Amsterdam, like a lot of streets are now designed for pedestrians and bicycles, and cars are guests, which I think is pretty cool, really. Type that I gotta call. Plenty of other examples you can give. Just because capitalism, invent a problem and see that. Yeah, 100%. You love the tap water. Yeah, tap water in the Netherlands is great. I must admit, I never really liked it. I never just really enjoyed the taste of water. I only ever liked it in Limburg. So I normally have to put some form of flavor in it anyway. Like some child. But yeah, so Bear Grylls did or has helped design a like a filter you can install underneath your sink. We have one at work and actually it does really work. You have that home filter and a softener. Money well spent on drinking straight chlorine. Yeah, that's the problem here as well. It's not official chlorine, but chloramine, I think, which is a byproduct, side product. I don't really know, to be honest. And it just smells like it smells like a swimming pool, and that is not what I'm here for. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'll pick up the water filter, and there's a fluoride filter as well that you can get here. Oh yeah, it's gross. It's it was one of the things that I had to get used to the most, the water quality here. People still drink it. Everyone thinks it's fine. And I suppose there's nothing really wrong with it. Like, it is drinkable. I just think it tastes disgusting. And I know that there's certain areas in England where the water is actually better. It's just that this area is just not very good. Even in the shower, yeah, the first like month or so here, when I moved, coming out of the shower, my skin was so itchy, so dry. It was really, really rubbish. Usually use a gaseous version that meant to clean them more. Intended to dissipate before it gets to your beer. Oh god. Right next to the treatment center. Why do I know all this stuff? I put this in my head. We pick up random facts, don't we? I'm all for the random facts. Plus, if you live close to a treatment center, you tend to know these kinds of things. Like, I know that in certain areas of England, there's a near the nuclear power plant. There's like all the households were required to have iodine tablets in their medicine cabinets, just in case there was ever a problem. Clearly, if you live next to a power plant, you're not gonna. A bit of an iodine tablet isn't going to save your life, but. I've never been to Pennsylvania. I've heard good things though. Is it nice? Yeah, he's American. Are you originally from Amsterdam, Riz, or are you from somewhere else? I know you guys have lived there for forever, it feels. Born and raised? Yeah, same. I do occasionally miss the city, but mostly for the accessibility and how easy it is to go places and buy things, like foods and stuff like that. But then I think about all the tourists and how noisy the city is, and I'm glad that I'm here. Never lived in another city. I lived in Denmark for a while. I think my experiences were slightly tainted by who I was living with when I lived there, though, because I did not have a great time, if I'm honest. It's a fairly small city that we lived in, and I could not find work. There was nothing available for me where I could speak English, and the people that I was living with were very unsupportive when I was trying to learn Danish. They mostly just took the piss, so it was like not the best time. Love all the shops, but it is getting very busy. Yeah, I think my main concern with Amsterdam nowadays is that it's so much, so many expats, so much of the old history and the old people, or everyone, like the original Amsterdam crowd is being pushed out and replaced by juppen with too much money who are like, or like daddy's cash. Sorry for the typos. Oh, don't be silly. We understand what you're saying, so. Yeah, I would have never been able to buy something in Amsterdam. I would have forever been renting and spending way too much money paying someone else's mortgage. Because where I was living before I left, I was paying like 950 euros a month, excluding gas and electricity, for, it was, I think, 90 square meters, so it was not super small. Feeling like an old hag complaining about the expats and the kids with rich parents. Oh no. You love Denmark as a tourist. Yeah, no, I appreciate how pretty it was. It was very, very beautiful. But I was just there with the wrong crowd, to be honest. It was one of those situations where you don't want to let your mum know that she was right. One of those. I stayed longer than I should have, really. I don't think complaining about tourists and kids on fat bikes and stuff like that is something that's just reserved for old hags, to be honest. I feel like everyone who lives in Amsterdam is allowed to complain about these things. Because oh god, heavens knows, it's a problem. It is a problem for sure. Because every time I go back, I feel like I've aged another 50 years. You bought our house 25 years ago, very cheap, yeah. Well, this was I suppose the only way to get onto the housing ladder, so to speak, was back in day. Or to now make, well, you have to make good money to be able to afford it, which is fine. Like it's a bit rubbish. I would have liked for people who grew up in the city to be able to easily buy. At least in Amsterdam, there's no ridiculous deposits required. Don't start you on a fat bike. Got run over today on a pavement, really. Oh man. I will never forget the day that, this is not even a fat bike, but this was Halina Rijn, the actress, nearly running over Tom Doudet, one of the guys who used to work in the shop with me on the Kinkerstraat. Nearly running over his wife and child who were crossing on the zebra crossing in front of the shop with their bike in hand. She was effing and blinding. Well, they had a green light, and yeah, it was. And Carice van Houten was an absolute bitch to us as well in the shop. But we had a couple of really, really nice celebrities as well, which was... Those are the ones you do it for. Well, not for the celebrities, obviously, but they make up for the bad ones, I suppose. I do still miss that shop sometimes. I feel like I should reach out to Pim or something and say hi. Do you still work for Holland and Barrett? Big Hairy GM, how are you today? How are you doing? I am all right, thank you for asking. When a Ginker started shopping, you saw this young guy that reminded you of someone. It was Pim's son, really? Oh, jeez. Funny that he works in the shop. I don't know if I would want to work in my dad's shop if I was a teenager. Pennsylvania state is not so big and so many different kinds of people. Well, that's good. Rizzy and I are both from Amsterdam originally. And we were just saying how much the city has changed over the years. You gotta look it up. Still a hole in the barrage, still happy? Awesome. I'm glad. Is it Dinant? Pim's son? Oh shoot. He had two, didn't he? It is kind of cute that they, that he reminded you of Pim. Yeah, two sons, yeah. Dinant and... I feel like they have a little bit like Purmerend names. If I remember correctly. Do you get a lot of tourism in Pennsylvania? Take them out? Obviously Pennsylvania is massive, so I reckon there's certain areas where there's more than others, but I have to admit, I don't even know what, like, capital is. I feel like I should know this. If Zach Ergamax was here, he would know. He knows all of them for some reason. He had like a... one of those neurodivergent trips into memorizing all the American states and capitals. If I remember correctly. Pittsburgh? Does sound familiar. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Does ring a bell. 2 T's? Harrisburg. Ooh. I'm trying to think now, what is Pennsylvania famous for its forests or something? Is that, am I? Just shows you how much I have my head in the sand when it comes to geography, topography. Philadelphia. Ah. Philadelphia City. Not the cream cheese, but the city. Philadelphia is where you're from. A little farther out from there now. Oh, nice. .87% speak Dutch. That's an oddly specific number. There must be a tiny Dutch community there, maybe. You love random facts? Yes, so do I. Yeah, Wikipedia, often correct. Most of the time, I think. Apart from a few, like, really random things. Like, there's a, oh, is he Irish? Irish actor whose friends once as a joke put his date of birth or his birthday on Wikipedia incorrectly, and every time someone tries to correct it to the correct date, it gets corrected back by people who think they know the correct date and it's not the correct date. Which I find hilarious, really. Yeah. I think he finds it quite funny too. He had a little Instagram thing about it. Yeah, it's like, so today is supposed to is apparently my birthday. It's not. I'm trying to remember what his name is now. It's Dara something, not Dara O'Brien, but he posts videos about beekeeping and stuff. Pennsylvania Dutch is a real language. Oh, that's right. You guys have the Amish. If it weren't for the ridiculously early days, like having to get up really early and having the super traditional gender roles and stuff like that, sometimes the Amish life sounds really good. Nice and disconnected from technology and just like build a barn or something. Your last name is Dutch? Oh, nice. So is mine. No PC gaming. No, exactly. I feel like I could live without that, though. Like, sure, I'd miss it, but... in some ways, the idea of trad wife kind of stuff, like churning your own butter and having some chickens on a farm, and it all sounds quite nice. Your family on your father's side came from Dutch country. Oh, nice. Dutch country. The Netherlands. For a holiday, it's fine, but for longer, yeah, no, I think it's probably... I couldn't live it. I couldn't live it. I rely too much on technology now. Like not being able to look up stupid facts about things like movie facts and stuff like that, or oh, who was that actor again who played such and such movie? That would drive me absolutely bonkers if I wouldn't be able to look that kind of information up anymore. No IMDb, yeah, exactly. No IMDb. No Google. Not that Google is particularly helpful sometimes lately with their ridiculous AI search functions or AI suggestions. Like, I don't want to know the AI suggestions, just give me the facts. Give it to me straight. I think I just really like the idea of having my own little farm thingy. I think that's probably why I idealize that kind of. Yeah, we had a book that came out every year with all the movies, actors, etc. Oh wow! They did something like that here as well. I'm trying to think. Oh god, what was it called? Nick's dad used to give it to him for Christmas every year. Yeah, I cannot remember now. It's one of those books that you think, oh, kind of cool when you see them and then you never look at them again. You'd like to have a little farm too. I think most women, as we grow older, we get this urge to open a little bookshop slash coffee shop where we serve nice coffee and people can buy books and read books in our little coffee shop, and then go home at night, go to our little quiet little farm and like have little chickens and stuff. I'd love to have some chickens. But around here I'd be terrified the seagulls would get them. Seagulls here are bastards. Proper evil scheming. See you next Tuesdays. Sounds like a corny. Yeah, it 100% is. Like one of these Hallmark movies where girl moves to quiet country because she inherits a little bookshop slash coffee shop from her auntie, estranged auntie she forgot about, who left her as only beneficiary in her will, and she now has to run this bookshop. And then a handsome stranger, it's usually an American stranger, comes in on Christmas Eve and says his hotel has been overbooked. Have to freaking attack everything. Like, you can't have food outside. They're massive as well. They're like proper, not quite albatross size, but it feels like it sometimes. Like, holy moly, you boys are big. Sounds like Stardew Valley. Yeah, it does. Yeah, apart from the early rising, that is the dream. I am not a morning person, unfortunately. It would, wouldn't it? It would. The dream. Saying that, I'm now converted, or have been for a while actually, and I don't want it to be a bookshop anymore. Although I still wouldn't say no to that either. But now I want it to be a hobby store and host like painting classes and hobby hangouts and stuff. Because that just sounds like the best thing. You weren't either, but you put the alarm early. I just don't. I've had... When I used to work for Bestseller, it was... Opening was always freaking awful. And now with the dog, having to walk the dog before I have to go to work, stuff like that, I mean, I do it because it's just, it is what it is and all that. But I very much, I'm just always tired, So just the idea of waking up super early, like 5 AM for to go milk the cows or whatever. Ugh. But maybe if I didn't have like the stress of another job or whatever, it wouldn't matter so much. I wouldn't. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's more the life that you lead around it than the actually getting up early. I don't know. Mark says hi. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. I saw a meme the other day that I was going to send, but I think I forgot. Bad friend, bad. That was a while ago. Well, still, hi, Mark. I still feel a bit guilty for telling Mark he should read The Name of the Wind. On that note, you're off to bed, early rise tomorrow. Sleep well. And thanks for hanging out. It's nice speaking with you again. And thank you for the resub. That is much appreciated. Always appreciated. Oh yeah, it's I very much doubt it will ever come out. I think it's one of those problems like what George R.R. Martin had with Game of Thrones. Like you get to a point where you write yourself in a corner, and especially in his case, obviously the show went faster than he did. But yeah, I think Mr. Rothfuss has written himself into a corner and is now struggling to get out of it, and I think it's been like 10 years. And he says that every time someone asks him about the next book, he's going to delay it by a month. But at this stage, I think it's an excuse. Anyway. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon. Hopefully. Good night to the lurkers. Yes, they are my quiet support. Bless them. I saw someone paint yellow a while ago and they used a base coat of brown instead of pink. And I did like that, how that came out, so I'm going to give that a go. It was one of the Kierans in the Kieran and Kieran show. It was right Kieran. From the camera perspective, anyway. He had an episode where he did a bunch of different ways to do yellow. You had one with a bright pink underneath, one with a magenta, and one with a brown. And I feel like in this context, brown will probably work best, because it will be a good way to also paint in the shadows with the brown. Like I'll do brown, then probably Avalanche Sunset, I want to say. And then highlight it with... Well, oh, sorry George. Kicked my dog under the desk. Yeah, bring it up to a nice bright yellow. I have no idea how this is all going to come out. I really hope I'll like it. It's so far we shall see. I've never painted a machine this big before. Before this, the biggest I'd done was a bike for the iron hands, so that's a very different kind of color scheme. should really pick up some white ink as well. I feel like that's something that will be useful, not just for this model, but for any model going forward, really. Just dropping like some white ink in things like runes, so you can make them glow. Have a little roll. Careful with Fulgrimmmmm. Grab some yellows. Really what I should do is probably put the brown on there too. What I really should do is paint in the edges here, so I don't end up having to do that when there's yellow in there. Oh, and I was going to pop a bit of dark blue in there, because otherwise I won't get in there anymore. Right. Do, 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 do. Not too bad. Not perfect, but definitely not too bad. Let's have a think about that before I paint that brown. I might go with a metallic on there. Jack Frost, hello, how are you? Do I go with a metallic or... No. No. Long day now, cleansing brain off work. Nice. Yeah, I know the feeling. Why was your day a long day? IT stuff. Yeah. The company I work for, the boys were on site yesterday, and as they were cutting through a wall to do some demolition, they found a massive wasp's nest in the wall, and one of the guys is very allergic, so it was like, shit, what do we do? And the wasps are still there this morning, so clearly what they did yesterday did not fix it. Can't say I'm super surprised. Major security incident across a large number of companies, lots of planning and discussion. Ooh, ugh. Yeah. Previous company I worked for, we had some of those as well. It can be extremely time-consuming and frustrating. We used to work for, or I used to work for a company that I did IT and telecoms for the hospitality industry, so hotels and restaurants and stuff. And I tend to have shared IT infrastructure, so anything major, if one of them goes down, it's usually bad when it's viruses, when someone hasn't followed their safety protocols and has opened something that they shouldn't have opened. You end up with lovely Trojans on an entire network. The worst one was when a lady in, I think in accounts, was sent something supposedly by the director of the company within the title like urgent expenses claim, and she had to click on the link to urgently resolve a director's expense request, and obviously it wasn't an actual email from the director. They just spoofed the email address, and once she invited a whole load of trouble onto the network. She wasn't sure what to do with it, so she forwarded the email to one of her co-workers, who did the exact same thing. So, yeah. Scammers are clever. Clever, sneaky bastards. Were you guys able to resolve yours, or is it still ongoing? It's very big, it's not yours, it's a rude heart. Ugh. Well, at least it's not yours, I guess. Small mercies. Doesn't change the fact that it's crap. You need to make a plan on how to fix and how you deploy and communicate that fix to all affected companies. Ugh. No GDPR data breach or anything, I hope. And hopefully not too much loss of data. This is not work break, I think. How goes Purple Snake Eyes? Sorry, yeah. Yeah, he's going okay. He is currently sat over here. And I've got this little chest thingy and his two little hip cloth thingies. And I need to work on his weapons. But I couldn't really be bothered. I didn't really want to work on weapons, so I thought I should really pick up my Space Wolves Dreadnought that I need to finish, or need to start really, for a small competition at our local hobby store. That's when they suck anyways, yeah, exactly. Take that incomplete project. Oh man, I have so many incomplete projects. But both of them need to be finished. The one that I'm working on now, this Dreadnought, needs to be finished on the 5th of December. Which sounds like a load of time. But if you are as slow a painter as I am, that's quite a lot of pressure. And then I only have until New Year's to finish Fulgrimmmmm. So yeah, I really need to make a move, get a move on. Not you, paint quickly and poorly, it worked out great. Yeah, normally I like the first few coats of paint, they go on really quick. Because I tend to use stuff like contrast paint or something just to get some base coats blocked in. It's the finishing that goes super slow. And yeah, it's gonna take me a while to finish these two. Not that it's a problem, because I enjoy the painting after all, but it's a little bit worrying to me how much I still have to do. I think I should have some time on Friday, because I was hoping to get some paint on the actual model with the airbrush. I don't really want to do that on stream because I think it's noisy, and you guys are mostly sitting there watching me put put paint in cups rather than on models to try and get the correct paint consistency, and that's not particularly fun. So I thought I would do a bit of shoulder pad work today, because I won't be able to airbrush this anyway. So I was like, you know what, let's You enjoy airbrush? Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm not very good at it yet. Definitely need more practice. And it makes me a little bit like hesitant to do it on stream. Also, I don't have NVIDIA broadcasts. I don't have an NVIDIA. Actually, I do. I might be able to. It might filter out actually. I say I don't have NVIDIA broadcast. I should be. I'm using it for my camera, so I must do. So I might be able to actually filter out most of the airbrush noise, but to test it. Thank you for the lurk, John. You're right. Third of all the streams on airbrush must be spent cleaning said airbrush as a legal requirement. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I don't want to sit there and just spend ages cleaning the thing, or just mixing some paints in cups or something to get the correct paint consistency. Not bad. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a bit tired. I've had a few interesting nights with the dog the last couple of nights. Like yesterday, he for some reason decided that 4 o'clock was a great time to start barking. And he didn't really need anything. It didn't really sound like he needed anything. I still got up just in case, and let him outside, and he went for pee. Normally he is fine to hold that, but not this time. And then he barked again at 4:30, and again at 5, and 5:30. So that was yesterday. Last night was slightly better. He barked at 6:15, so not too bad. Oh yeah, fun indeed. No worries. Thank you very much for, well, a lurk, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I can't really blame him. He's normally perfect. He sleeps through the night. Like, I put him in bed at 10, and like I can wake him up in the morning at like 9 o'clock, and he'll be fine. He'll still be asleep. So don't feel like I can't really complain. But 4 a.m. wake up call, not really what I enjoy. So yeah, I'm a little bit sleepy. So reasonable time tonight, I think. Yeah, we had some fun stuff at at work as well today. Had a leak on one of the sites. We been working a couple of nights and a couple of days there, and overnight someone must have knocked a pipe. So we got in this morning, and this is someone's house. They're on holiday, and it was just a massive leak. There was water everywhere, so we had to get like dehumidifiers in, and it was a bit of a disaster. Said dog has been collected for his evening walk, which is quite nice. It means that I don't have to go do that later, which is good. Much appreciated. Thank you, Nivian. That is not a bad combination, even if I do say so myself. I need to do some touch-ups, but it's funny. I don't really like yellow all that much. I don't really have yellow clothes. I used to have a yellow sundress though. That was really nice. But I could only really wear that if I'm already a little bit tanned, because otherwise I just look like a freaking zombie. This has to be one of my favorite paints, color-wise. There's just something incredibly satisfying about it. Alright, stick a little bit of Flash Gits yellow on this palette. Let's see what we're gonna go. Proper Gits. Finally finished Fulgrimmmmm. No, not yet. But this model is more urgent. This one needs to be finished on the 6th or like the 5th of December. I need to hand them in on the on the 6th. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Chris. I hope you feel better. Yeah, this one is for a competition for my local hobby store, and needs to be finished on the 5th of December, while Fulgrimmmmm doesn't need to be finished until New Year's, so I have a bit more time with Fulgrimmmmm. I've had a haircut. I've got my hair up at the moment, so it's not. It's been a while that I've had my hair done. Probably 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Normally I have my hair down when I'm streaming because I like to get the pressure off my scalp, but I washed my hair yesterday, and it always makes my hair super fluffy, like really, really soft and fluffy, which is nice, but it also means that it gets very floaty and baby hairs everywhere, and you did notice, yeah. You are 100% correct that my hair was different. I'm just putting a little bit of shadow underneath these rivets, I suppose. The rivets themselves I will be painting silver at some point, but I figured they should get a bit of shade. The Wonky Goblin. It is a 3D printed part to go with a Redemptor Dreadnought, which I'm going to be doing in Space Wolves style, I suppose. So it's not an official bit, but it's part of a Space Wolves printable thing. Hi Cat, you alright? How am I doing? I'm alright, thank you. I'm alright. A bit tired, but otherwise okay. How are you? You doing okay? Yeah, so there's a couple of really cool bits actually that come with it. So it's got this shoulder pad. There is this shoulder pad. There's another shoulder pad like this that points the other way. So in theory you could have two of these. There's also this, which is like a pelt with a skull on it, which I initially thought I would use, but I think I'm going to use this instead. I think that one is cooler. Do I want to see some pretty dragon picture? Absolutely. Always. And there's like teeth to go around the sarcophagus-y bit. That goes here. Up there. And like a dick cloth as well. Look in my work in progress. I'm going to look in my work in progress. Trying to distract Chris. Oh my god. You're so pretty, cat. Oh man, I love it. You're getting such a huge... The depth of colour on that green is fantastic. Oh, and then belly scales. Yeah, it's amazing. Ugh. Ugh, it's amazing. Ugh. You worked on the main last night. It looks like the... It's like turquoisey? Yeah. Green. Oh, I love the lighter tips. I love you, but I kind of hate you a little bit. They are a lot more fancy these days. You have your Space Wolves from the 90s and they look like quite plain. Yeah, so I had a look at the official Space Wolves Dreadnought. And I just didn't really like it very much. It looked very, like, dumpy. So I thought rather than using that one, I would just get one of the Redemptor Dreadnoughts, paint that up with some 3D printed bits. Started at dark green and worked up to green. It's really, really nice, cat. It's stunning work. Ridiculously nice. One of those, how dare you make things that nice. Make the rest of us feel bad. You put your latest work in there. Ah! I think it's the best model you've ever done. Yeah, well, you should be. Lunchtime, enjoy. Whoa, you've done so much. Ah, sick. Is that Indrasta? Hell yeah. They look awesome. Oh, I love the little red in the vents on their back. And the holsters, hell yeah. Oh, everyone's doing such good work. I like it. I love it. It's usually everyone else's stuff you admire, but look at you go, holy crap, I did that. Yeah, it's awesome. Absolutely stunning work, and you should be really freaking proud of yourself. You've been on a roll, yes, you have been. I lost a Saturday, or lost. We had a wedding on Saturday, which was really nice. But yeah, did miss out on a Saturday paint session. And then I had the almost obligatory neurospicy crash out afterwards. So yeah, I was knackered. Still am, to be honest, and a few less than ideal night's sleep. It's been fun. Oh, I did mention it last week, but I should have probably put a note in my on the Discord to say that there wouldn't be a stream. To be honest, I was worrying about outfits and makeup. Would you believe it? I never really wear makeup, so when I need to present a bit better, I always I always worry. What's Nivian working on at the moment? He's been painting Pokemon. He has a couple of people at work who are really really into their Pokemon, and one of the guys was said like, oh, you know, I want to give a Pokemon as a present, and he did a Victory Bell for him, like the Victory Bell, the evolved Victory Bell. I don't actually know, the one that looks a little bit like a BDSM victim. It's got like a vine wrapped around his throat, and he painted that up, and then other people saw that, loved it, so now he's on a I think he's done the Victory Bell, he's done a Tyrantrum, he's done a Vaporeon now. Next one is Glalie, I think. Yeah, he's he's been busy with Pokemon. And they all look super cute. And he's been really enjoying it as well. It's like, because it's so low pressure, like it's not a competition piece, it's not something that's supposed to look a certain way. I mean, it is, but it's more like, it's almost like color blocking. You don't really need to worry about highlights or anything like that. You just slap some color on and enjoy it. Yeah, so he's been loving that. A bit of a palette cleanser. Chris last one, if you get Nivian to post some pics. Oh, I will. He's having a bit of what's it called? Imposter syndrome. It's like, oh, they're not really very good, but people seem to really like them at work, and I don't really understand why. They're just some colours, and it's like, they are really good. And you're printing off something that they can't do themselves. They are painting all up for them. But yeah, I'll ask him to either send me some. I'm not sure if he's on the Discord. He might be. If he's not, I'll ask him to send them to me, or I'll send an invite link or something. But yeah, super fun. They look ridiculously cute. There's a lot of us that feel like imposter TP in good company. No worries. Welcome back. I'm just going to put a bit of shade on or shadow on these rivets, and then I'll have to call it a night. I've just noticed what time at the time, and I need to be up again tomorrow morning because work waits for no one, apparently. Do we have any suggestions for... I know, right? Ridiculous. Any suggestions for who we can raid tonight? Is there anyone we feel deserves a little bit of extra love? I am happy to go with suggestions. Johnny's live, really? John it is then. I should have realised when he came in to lurk. Right. I did get some things done. I did some stuff. Some yellow on there, some browns on there, some blues. It's a start. It's a start. And John, open link in new tab. Oh, I nearly drank my paint water. Right. Let's slide this keyboard on over. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It was really close as well. Look, it's like this looks like... I've had a really nice stream. It's been really chill, and I really appreciate the new follows and subs, and yeah, it's been really nice. So yeah, thank you very much. I will send us over to John. Johnny Jeans Minis, who is just wonderful, really. He's lovely people. So if you don't follow him yet, go give him a follow. Maybe hang out in the stream for a little bit. And yeah, I'll be sending us over to John, and hopefully we'll see you all on Saturday for yeah, for some more painting fun time. Have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. Sleep well. Have a lovely afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, and hopefully I will see you all again on Saturday, or otherwise maybe Wednesday. Bye bye.